Hello, you guys, and thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. This is our Monday night team huddle for Dash Squad, and I just really want to thank everybody for jumping on, taking out time from your family, taking out time from your Monday evening. I know that it's a sacrifice for everyone, so I just really want to say thank you for doing that. Tonight, I'm going to walk us through how I train my personally enrolled team, but also this will be good for people who are brand new and they just kind of want to know what to do. And this is also good for leaders if they're wanting to kind of sharpen their own iron on how they're training their teams as well. So you're going to want to have a pen out whenever you are watching this so that I can walk you through, especially if you are brand new, because I'm going to walk you through some steps and some ways to build your income, and also through our back office, and to kind of let you guys know exactly how to grow your business, how to make extra money. That's what this one's all about. This side of It Works is not necessarily for people who just simply want to use the products. This is more or less for people who want to use the products and also get paid for it. So let's go ahead and dive in. After you have your pens, let's go ahead and talk about getting you welcomed. Most likely the person who is your sponsor has already welcomed you to our team page. Our team name is Dash Squad, okay? The vision behind our team is to be a sisterhood, to support one another, to help one another, to high five each other. Entrepreneurship is hard enough by yourself. So I just really wanted to create a community whereas people felt safe, people felt like they could have support whenever they have questions. Just really just the dynamic to not just be by yourself. This company, It Works, we have a saying that goes, and I found it to be true within this industry or within this company, whereas it says that we are in business for ourselves, but we are not by ourselves. So what does that mean? That means that we put in our own work, but we have a network of people who are going to help us get to our level of success. And we do that through asking questions. We do that through staying plugged in, and I'm going to talk about all of those things tonight. So, but that's the culture of our team, and that's not necessarily true across the board. So I need you to understand that you are at the right place at the right time. Within the right network, and the seed that you planted within this team. Like, we love you, we're going to pray for you, we're going to have your back, but we won't be doing the work for you, but you'll get all of those things. Okay, so like I've said, you've probably already been welcomed inside of the team page. And if you have not, then I definitely want to encourage you to reach out to your sponsor so that they can get you added over there. There's that page is really convoluted with so much knowledge, so many tools to help you grow. So you definitely want to make sure that you plugged in. One of my favorite tabs that you can find sources of information is under the files section. There's my favorite one is called the 31 power hours. Those are ways that you can work your business, especially for people who don't have a lot of time, but they are focused enough to sit down for 1 hour, or they're focused enough to have 15 minutes here and there so that they can grow their business. It's a typed out outline of how you can literally message people, talk to people, and what to do during those time frames. That's one of my favorite things. Actually, I can go ahead and walk you guys. Well, no, I won't walk you through that side. I'll walk you through eSuite because my Facebook is weird. But yeah, you'll have all the information there. Another one of my favorite places to find information on the team page is by hashtagging the word gold, okay? There are scripts there. There are things that you can post on Facebook so that you can generate traffic. There's scripts to recruit different distributors. There's also tips on there to recruit loyal customers. The latest one that we've been going around and building is the hashtag how, okay? Because there's a who, what, where, when, and why in everything, right? So the how hashtag is going to walk you through some of the verbiage that we're using behind the scenes. I think every single industry, if you're a teacher, if you're instructor, I used to be in criminal justice, I used to be a therapist, there's a certain language that comes along with every industry, correct? even in fast food or in retail, there's a certain language that comes along with every type of career, and this is one of them. So I really want you guys to make some notations on some of the verbiage that you're going to be hearing in this video and within that how, because that how is going to help you sign loyal customers, sign distributors by using the verbiage that we use, okay? The next thing that I would like to go over is the importance of staying plugged in, okay? That's number 2. The first one was just kind of introducing the welcome and letting you guys know, understand the vision behind our team. But this one is about staying plugged in. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you want to check the team page just as much as you would be checking your email if you are at work. You want to use that team page as a way to ask questions, to meet other people, to read for yourself, to see what's going on so that you can stay connected. I like to look at this business, especially whenever you're brand new, as if you are a cell phone. You know, whenever you first get a cell phone, there's that battery, like you literally have to plug that thing into the wall and you get a chance to watch the battery fluid grow, correct? You want it to stay up at 100% because that's where the best performance is. This business is no different. Whenever you come into this industry, whenever you start your own business, you start off at 0, but the more that you're plugged in, that's how your battery is going to grow. Now, when the other side of it is whenever you unplug from the team page, or you unplug from working your business every day, and you don't do the 31 power hours, then that means that your battery line is decreasing, okay? The best way to stay filled is to stay closest to the fire. And I'm always going to be bringing you guys fire. I'm always going to be bringing you guys different ways to not only grow your business, but to generate income, to network, to have expos or whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, your sponsor is going to be like that too, because this team has been growing and becoming even more cohesive over the last year or so. So if your sponsor has been on this team within the last year, I can almost guarantee you that they're going to be setting you up for success. So I highly encourage you to stay connected to them as well. If you don't feel comfortable posting on the team page, then that's okay. Reach out to your sponsor. Find a friend within this network. Again, we all have your back. We all want to help you become successful here. Entrepreneurship is hard enough by itself. You might as well gang up with some sisters, gang up with some brothers who have your back, who probably already have the experience, so that you can avoid the hurdles that we've already jumped, okay? Another way to stay plugged in is through your own personal website. On your website, and I can go to that. Let me go ahead and go there. Let me share my screen with you guys. And if you have questions, then just type it out in the chat. But let me show you guys where that is and where you can find this stuff, okay? I'll mess up this one. I was jamming earlier. So I just typed in my own personal website. I'm the girl next door. For you, whenever you're watching this, because you're a new distributor, you'll find your browser name right there, and you'll find your information right there, okay? But if you're wanting to find out what's going on around you, I've already posted on our team page for what's going on right now. Whenever you're watching this, this is February of 2018, and any type of event that is going on around the globe, our corporate team has already added that to our events calendar. So if you know someone that's in Tampa, Florida, then you want to reach out to that person and say, hey, there's I don't know if you're familiar with the business that I just started, but I would love it if you could go check out and see what it is that we're doing. We have a meeting coming up in your area. The same deal with Salt Lake City or whatever it is. You can play around with the calendar to, especially if you don't live in the city or state as your sponsor, you can play around with the corporate calendar so that you can invite people around the globe, okay? That's another way to stay plugged in. The most popular ways to stay plugged in is, of course, through our team pages, because that's where most of the information is. Again, it's more or less just like an email. Another way to stay plugged in is by going to events, just like I was just showing you guys. Our team, we typically meet about once a month. Don't ever feel like you have to be somewhere. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all adults here. So if you want to come, then come. That's only going to increase your battery life. But if you don't, or if you can't make it, then don't feel bad. Just kind of ask somebody and get a buddy system so that you can get the notes to see what was talked about on that night. Okay. And a lot of times, like, because we all network, we work like a family, like you'll see a lot of Facebook lives that's sharing information if we're ever huddling together, or the notes or the cliff notes from that sit down. So don't ever feel like you're left out, okay? But that is another way that we typically stay connected. We have a couple of big corporate events I need you to go ahead and check out and mark this off of your list. We have green carpet, and we also have conference. We had about 12 of us go out to conference in earlier this month in February. So you want to definitely mark your calendars for next February, because you want to be there. And I don't want you to just think about yourself. I actually want you to think about the team who you want to come with you. So I'm going to be a little bit all over the place with this one, but I promise you I'm going to plug it all back into where this actually needs to be. But I want you to think about, who are the people who I really have a lot of fun with? Who are the people who I would hang out with anytime? Like, those are the people who you want to be coming to conference with you. Those are your future business partners, okay? I wasn't going to do this, but I do want to call on Deshonda, because this was her first conference. And I don't want to put you on the spot. I just want you to share your experience at conference, just so you can give future people an idea of how this thing was. Let me get you unmuted.
I'd have to say it was very exciting. My very first year, I actually had the attitude of not a big deal if I did not go, and I waited too late to even purchase the ticket to watch it online. So in my mind, I was like, it's not going to make that big of a difference. But going this year and being like in the room with all the other people who do what I do and who are just as excited, like literally when conference ended, immediately, I was so excited about what was going to take place, what had already kicked off. Like, I got back to the room, Milk and I, and immediately we started messaging people, calling, and for the last few months since the storms hit, I hadn't signed anybody, but this month alone, I've already signed 7 people. And I know it's because I went to conference and my fire was relit, because I was excited when I first joined, and then life happened and it was kind of dying down. But going to conference really just kickstarted my fire back up to remind me of why I joined in the first place. So it was definitely needed for me to be there, and I plan on being there next year as well.
Love it. Thank you so much, Deshonda. She had no idea I was going to pick on her. You just performed amazingly. And I told you guys, like, we're a community, and I don't want you guys to just hear stuff from me. Like, I want you to be able to hear from your team too, okay? But that's one of the benefits of being plugged in. And again, conference is only once a year, so you guys are going to have to just kind of build up that anticipation up until next year. But we do have green carpets, and those are all over the events page where I just got done showing you guys. Depending on whenever you're watching this, the next one is in Dallas. So I know that's the one that I'll probably be at. But nevertheless, over everything, I want you to just make sure that you are plugged in. Even attending a Zoom or something like this is staying plugged in, because every single time that you come to a Zoom or any type of It Works gathering, you're going to take away some type of nugget, okay? Some type of nugget to be like, oh, okay, I can apply that now. It's more or less just creating brain space after you understand something, okay? It's levels to this thing, and you got to be able to stay plugged in order for you to increase your mental state and increase your revenue to grow to the level that you really want to be going in, okay? Next, let's talk about why, okay? In this industry, you have to have a reason why you are going to spend now 18 minutes on a Zoom away from your family. I wrote a book, and in my book, I share how whenever you say, and I got this from someone else, but whenever you say yes to something, whenever you say yes to coming to this Zoom, you're also saying no to something else. So with you being here, that means that you may not be focused on your children right now, or whenever you go to your job, you may or may not be able to focus on your It Works business. But nevertheless, you got to figure out a why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to make extra money? And I want to ask you a couple of questions just so you can get a real solid why, because you don't want your why to become your excuse, okay? I've had a lot of people who come into this industry and they're like, I want to make $500 extra so that I can take care of my kids. Well, you're probably going to have to sacrifice some time at night or wake up an extra hour earlier in the morning so that you don't have to take away time for your kids and that you can work this business, okay? Why are you doing this? Because at the end of the day, if you decide I can't work my business because I need to sit down and play with my daughter, and I'm using my own daughter because depending on when you're watching this, I have a 1.5-year-old. Like I can't tell myself that I want to create income for her, but I can't work my business because of her. And I hope that that makes sense, okay? So you have to figure out why you're doing this, and so that you can successfully create a system around what's really important so that you can put in the little increments of time for you to actually achieve the why in the first place, okay? I hope that all of that made sense. So why are you doing this? What is it going to look like whenever you cross that finish line? If your goal is $200, what is that going to look like? What is that going to feel like? If your goal is $500, what is that going to look like? What are you going to be paying off? Like, put those things on a vision board. I'm real big on vision boards. I'm real big on passion maps. And there's a difference. A vision board is pieces of where you see yourself later. Your passion map is what's going to take, what you're going to use in order to get that vision, okay? And I'll say that back. A vision board is the actual things that you want to get done off of your checklist. So for example, my next goal is triple diamond. I'm ready to purchase my dream home. I want to be able to I want to be able to provide student loans for kids. I want to have an outrageous tithes and offerings whenever I'm submitting that to my church so that I can help them build in different areas. Those are just a couple of things. And my vision board is literally right here on my board. That's just 4 of them. But what type of passion, what's my passion that's going to take me what type of passion is going to help me get to those things on my vision board? And that means that I have to be passionate about helping people. I have to be passionate about how I'm spending my time. I have to be passionate about creating boundaries around my time. I have to be passionate about the people that I'm welcoming into my business. I don't need people who need me. I need people who need a goal so that I can coach them there, okay? Now that goes two-sided. That goes for the new people and for the what I'm calling you guys old heads already. But I want you to be thinking about those 2 things for your teammates and who you're welcoming in too. Like, you don't want people who are going to be codependent on you. Granted, we're going to have a time and a space and an energy so that we can teach people what to do, and that's not what I mean. But you don't want people who are going to expect you to work their business too, okay? So if you're brand new and you're coming into this industry, you have to accept that accountability and be like, you know what? I'm going to learn. I'm going to reach out to my sponsor. I'm going to stay plugged in. I've got my why. I understand the passion that I need to take in order to get there. Like, teach me how to get there. And that's about it, all right? So off of my soapbox. Next, after we figured out that why, you also have to identify how much time you're going to commit to work in this business, okay? Minimum, you're gonna need an hour a day. Now, granted, you may not be sitting down for that 1 whole hour. It may or may not be taking away 15 minutes here and there. Whenever I was working a full-time job, I can literally map out what my life used to look like. I would get in the car. First, I'd take a shower, TMI, oh well. I'd take a shower, put my wrap on, secure it, and drive to the office. I'm automatically getting my results, and I'm being a product of the product, and I'm using my products, okay? While I'm driving in the car, I'm on the phone following up with people who I've already sent out messages to. I'm saying, hey girl, I'm not sure if you saw my message, but I have the discount on this wrap if you would like to try it. I'm talking to those people, and they're like, yeah, go ahead and sign me up. I'll be a loyal customer after I've explained what it is that I'm doing. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll call you or I'll message you whenever I get to the office so that I can put you into the computer, or you can go ahead and go to or I can walk you through it online right now. And that's what I was doing. Whenever I was in the car, my car was like my office. That was where I worked my business. Under my shirt, under my blazer, because I used to be a mental health and family therapist, I had my It Works shirt on, very similar to this. I had my It Works shirt on under there. So whenever I got off from work, I would be able to take off my shirt, take off my blazer, and now I'm walking around in my It Works gear whenever I'm doing my grocery shopping. I would have my little business cards already right there so that I can be like, hey girl, thank you so much for helping me today. Let me go ahead and give you a coupon so that you can save on this stuff too, okay? I was working my business throughout the day. I was busy. So once I got home, I would go ahead and take care of my kids, bathe them, cook, do all the other kind of stuff. And then for the last hour of the day, that was when I would sit down to work my social media and all that kind of good stuff, okay? But that's what it used to look like. So if you're already thinking, I don't have a lot of time, I want you to think about the moments where you're sitting, like, and I'm just gonna be raw, like I'm your coach, so I got your back. What moments are you sitting? You're sitting in the car, that's when you can be on the phone. If you're sitting on your lunch break, that's when you can be sending out messages or working your business. If you're sitting on the toilet, I mean, hey, take your phone with you. Don't act like you don't already take it in the restroom with you anyway. Anytime you're sitting, that's when you can be working your business, okay? 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, or you can actually sit down to pound out an hour, all right? But you definitely got to identify how much time it is that you're going to be able to give to this business, because if you want $1,000, but you're only able to work 10 minutes, then I'm sorry, I need you to just put those wraps on and use those products and get some results, but you're not gonna be successful here, okay? You are going to have to put in a minimum of an hour a day if you want to generate $500 extra or more, okay? So off of that, let's talk about what it is that we do, okay? So we understand being plugged in. We understand where we're supposed to network. We understand why we're doing this and how much time we're going to put in to give this energy, right? Now let's talk about what it is that we're supposed to be doing. Our company is amazing, okay? I continue to look around at different compensation plans. I have a lot of friends who are in different MLMs, and our compensation plan really is legit, okay? And like, I'm a numbers person. Math makes sense to me. And our products are priced really well. Our products are priced for people who don't have a lot of money, but they want to get results. And it's also priced for people who are like, you know what? I got a couple of extra coins, I just got my income tax and I'm ready to invest in myself or whatever it is, but it's priced to meet any type of population. Like, our products are legit. That $99 investment that you just did literally gives you the license to sell this product for an entire year, okay? That's what that $99 is. You didn't start a business, okay? That $99 was used as an investment so that you can use this license to sell this product. And the goal from here is to drive people to your website, okay? And I'm gonna walk you through how to do that. The first thing that you wanna do at all times is to be using the product. Remember how I shared with you how I put the wrap on while I was driving to work? Any day in between that, I was probably using defining gel, okay? We have over 40 different products now. We have a brand new keto or ketosis line to help speed up your metabolism, give you the energy, give you the focus, and help you burn the fat. Like, at this point, like the products behind this company continue to kill it. Okay, we continue to beat out competitors. So you gotta be a product of the product so that you can share with people your results. And I actually encourage you to pick 3 to 5 products that you're gonna talk about, okay? You don't wanna be all over the place. Sometimes I'll see rap girls who come into this industry and they're talking about all the products, and you don't wanna be that. You, at the end of the day, you wanna build something that's long-term, and you wanna build a brand. Don't be the Jack in the Box of It Works, okay? Like, I'm waiting on the day for Jack in the Box to bring in string cheese or something like that. Like, they literally have everything on their menu. Like, the successful people focus on 2 to 3 things even 3 to 5 things. And I don't mean that to say like don't promote other things, because I promote other things whenever they're on sale to help people save $1 or $2. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But be consistent with your brand. My brand is weight loss. Okay, your brand may be skincare. Yeah, but I want you to actually go to your website and look at the different categories that are on there. There's the keto line, there's the multiple packs, there's the skincare, there's the lifestyle. Like, that's It Works telling you, pick a brand, and that's what you get a chance to promote, okay? But use the products. That's the first thing that you want to be doing, so that you can give people honest feedback on how the products work for you. Now, that's going to avoid you ever having to be a salesperson, because we tell people where we get stuff all the time, right? I would tell you where I got this case from. I could tell you where I got this phone from. It's an Android. Like, we have these conversations all the time, and I don't want you to overthink it. Whenever you're using something, you're able to tell people easily what happened, okay? You never have to sell anything as long as you're using the product. The second thing, this is another piece of the what, is that you want to find people who want to use the product with you. The minimum is 4. Now, when I say minimum, I mean, we don't have a sales quota. And I love that about It Works, but I want you to be successful here. You join this in order to make money. So you want to be signing a minimum of 4 customers, and that's every single month. You can break that up. Remember, I told you guys, I'm a numbers girl. You can break that up based upon how busy you are or how busy you aren't. You can sign 1 person a week. You can sign 2 people for 2 weeks, or you can sign all 4 in one day. Like, you get a chance to write your own paycheck. You get a chance to set your own hours. You get a chance to work this however you want to. But the goal is to sign 4 customers as quickly as possible, so that you can go ahead and knock that off of your to-do list, okay? Third thing that you want to be doing is to find people who want to make extra money with you, okay? Remember earlier I was sharing with you guys, and I said that I was probably going to be a little bit all over the place. And this is where I want you to think about the people who you really want to work with. And I don't want you to just think about people who may need extra money, but I want you to think about people who deserve extra money too. Who is the friend who is always stressed out because they have long hours? Who is the friend that's super duper fun and you have a blast with them every time you hang out because they build up your energy compared to sucking you dry? Who is the friend that makes you laugh? Who is the person who really knows God and they can probably sharpen your own iron when it comes to your spirituality? Who is the person who is always health conscious? Who is the person, like, think about those people. And that's what I want you to be writing down whenever I start talking about the list, because that's coming up. That's the how. I want you to think about those people, because that's what's going to build the cohesion. Okay. These are people who you would probably want to be around anyway. And if you're somebody who I personally enrolled, I really need you to know that not only myself, but the legacy, the leaders on this team, we are stalking you well before you ever say yes to coming into this industry. We are looking to see if you are positive. We are looking to see if you're posting on your social media accounts. We're looking to see what type of things you're posting on your social media accounts. But I need you to know that, and I don't say that to like toot the horn or anything like that, but I just need you to know that you were either prayed into this business or you were stalked into this business. And we all have an understanding of who it is that we really want to be working with. So I want you to feel comfortable in that. Your sponsor, your leader has been watching you and they think that you can do this, okay? And I know that sometimes we may not think that we can, but the fact that someone else sees something in you that you don't understand yet, I need you to take that into context and just listen to them, listen to their coaching, and so that they can help you identify those strengths that we've already seen ahead of time, okay? So first step, remember, that was to be a product of the product, to use it. According to our compensation plan, you actually want to run what we call an 80 BV auto ship. And there's 2 ways to get paid. You can either run that 80 BV auto ship, and BV just stands for bonus volume. I'm going to show you guys where that is. Or you can have 150 in personal bonus volume. If you are a Ruby or above, I highly recommend for you to be running an 80 BV auto ship. And again, that 80, that's just buying products for yourself so that you can constantly be getting results and to also make money off of that. But if you're a Ruby or above, I actually recommend that you run a safe 80 BV auto ship so that you never have to look at eSuite and wonder if you're going to get paid or not. But if you are the rank of distributor or executive, then you can have the flexibility of having 150 in personal bonus volume, because it's highly likely that your sponsor is going to be watching and coaching you to get a paycheck anyway. Okay. Now, Rubies and above, you guys know my heart. Like, if you can't do it, then don't do it. Y'all know what I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the people. But if you can do an 80 BB auto ship, be safe. If you cannot, then do your 150 so that you can get your paycheck. Okay. I don't want nobody to miss a coin, because all of that compresses up and I don't want your money. Okay. So you worked way too hard for that. And I want you to be able to earn what it is that you put for the work that you put in. Okay. So, those three things: product, finding people who want to use the product with you. And guys, loyal customers are people who just simply want to use your product. These are the people who are like, can I try a couple of samples, or can I get a discount on that? Like, that's those people. Okay. Loyal customers are people who simply agree to try at least one product for 3 straight months. They can pick whatever product they want. They have 100% freedom over when they get a chance to order. Now, It Works is going to be your personal assistant, and they're going to message them to say, hey, your auto ship is coming up, and it's going to be set for a certain date, but they do have 100% flexibility over whatever product they want, and over whatever and on whatever date that they want to place that order. Okay. There is no minimum. There is no maximum. They can order whatever they want. All right. And remember that third thing, we just got done talking about the distributors. Those are the people who you want to be working with. These are the people who you want to be in a room with, chilling when I may or may not be taking everybody on a vacation somewhere. Like, what kind of girls do you want with you? Like, that's your team. That's your core. That's your tribe. Okay. Those are the people who we want inside a Dash Squad. Okay. That's the how. And now, I'm sorry, that was the what. Now let's talk about the how. Now, actually, let me backtrack over to the distributors, because I know that this is where a couple of people just get hung up, because they're like, I don't know anybody. And after I've said all of what I just got done saying, there are 4 types of people who are going to come into your business. Okay. After I just said all of that, as you're watching this, I want you to identify which person you are. And I actually want you guys to type that in the chat. Okay. If you are watching the replay of this on YouTube or on the team page, and I actually want you to tag your sponsor on which number you are. The first person, after everything of what I've talked about, you guys are going to think, oh my God, everything of what I just got my hands on, this is going to help so many people. If that's you, I want you to type in the number 1. After hearing this, over what we do every single month, using the product, finding people who want to use the product, and finding distributors who want to make extra money, who is the person who is thinking, oh my God, this is going to help so many people? Type out the number 1 or tag your sponsor so that they can see that. All right. Here's the second type of person who's going to come into this business. They are going to say, oh, shoot, this is about to be a lot of fun. Did she just say vacation? Where we going? You know, that's the number 2 person. Okay. If you are watching this and you're the number 2, then I want you to put the 2 in the chat. And I see this coming, and I'm not going to laugh with y'all. But if you're watching this on the team page or on the YouTube, message your sponsor so that you can tell them what number you are. Okay. The third person who comes into this industry, into this business, they're going to say, okay, wait, where can I find all this stuff? You're just talking. You haven't showed me anything except for one screen on how to find events. Like, where is all this information that you're talking about? If you're that person, if you're number 3, I need you to type that out in the chat. Tag your sponsor so that they can get that information, or the same instructions as before. And the fourth type of person who comes into this business is going to think, how much money can I make? She haven't said nothing about a coin yet. Like, I figured out my why. Then, okay, how much can I really make over here? Okay. You are the money-driven person. If you are the number 4, then I want you to type that out inside of the chat or to tag your sponsor so that you can tell them that number. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through how, and I wanted to make sure that I identified those people because of this reason. Everybody is so different. Everybody works this business completely different. Everybody, there is room for nothing but leaders on this team. And if you have a burning, stirring, something that's going on in the pit of your gut, like, man, I think I got my hands on something, I need you to know that you are one of those 4 people. Okay. And your leadership style is going to be different. The people who you attract into your organization is going to be different. It's just to let you know, I don't ever want you guys to look to the left or to the right. Like, you cannot compare yourself to anybody. You cannot compare your day one to somebody else's 5 years. Like, I've been in this industry for almost 5 years now. I don't ever want you to look at anybody and be like, well, I don't have what that person has, or I just want to be able to have a diamond check or whatever it is. Like, do not compare unless you want that person's problems. Okay. Always remember that. And you know what? Whatever it is that you see in that person, that's just God's way of showing you, you know what, my child, you can have that, but you got to go through the process of getting there. My story, I've shared how I've been in this industry for almost 5 years now. I actually started to simply use the products. I gained about 60 pounds whenever I had my son. There was a lady, I was in a training in November 2012. I was big and pregnant, and she passed one of these cards to the person sitting next to me. And through my journey here, I've realized that I actually took my destiny into my own hands, because she passed this to the person sitting next to me. And I asked her, what is that? She told me that I could not use this, that I was pregnant. And I was like, well, so, like, I'm not going to be pregnant for forever, so go ahead and let me have one. So I literally snatched my destiny into my lap, and I had no idea what I was doing, okay? This little before and after picture that's on there, actually take a screenshot of that. This is what's on my card. But this little before and after picture made me think, okay, after I had my kids, like, my stomach can go back to being the way that it was. But I gained 60 pounds during my pregnancy. I held on to this card from November all the way to April 2013. And that was when I was like, you know what? I want to try this product. I'm ready. And she came out and come wrap me. She drove from Humble, Texas, all the way out to Missouri City. And that she wrapped me for $25. I remember physically handing her over cash, because she told me to make sure that I was going to pay in cash. And I'm going to talk about why. I'm going to talk about the details of this in just a second. But I gave her that $25, and she sat there with me, and she made me drink water, and we talked about the baby. We talked about nothing for those 45 minutes. She took my before and after pictures, and during that conversation, she walked me through well, now we have a product, a catalog, but she walked me through a blueprint, and it came across a graph that showed how much income that we make. And I'll go ahead and show you guys. I guess I should have had this up, but I didn't know I was going to share this piece of the story. But she showed me the income that we get a chance to make here. And this is inside of your eSuite as well, okay? You could probably identify what type of, what number I am too, by the way that I'm talking. But she showed me that, and I just remember asking her, well, which one are you? And she said, well, I'm a triple diamond, and said nothing. So I was just like, I looked at it, and I was like, a triple diamond, like, that's 10 grand a month. And I started asking questions, and but when she was telling me everything of what they did, and she was brand new at that time, I was just like, you know what? Like, that's not really for me. She over talked about this industry, because I was immediately put off, like, nah, I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. You can have it. Okay. But nevertheless, she ended up following up with me, and that was how I ended up getting signed up. And I went Ruby, the extra 500, within about 60 days. So I actually joined because I was sending her customers, and she was telling me, dude, you need to sign up. And I was telling her, like, I'm not a people person, I'm not a salesperson, but I ended up giving this lady my social security number so that she could leave me alone. Okay. I did a party for her, and I did exactly what she wanted me to do. And I invited out 10 to 12 people, and I sold all of that. I sold all of my wraps at that party. I made $300 at that party. So I was like, well, no wonder this lady making 10 grand a month. Like, and that, I say all that to say that that's why I ask you guys to book a party because I want you to be able to get that live action. I want you to have that chance to get your cash. I want you to have those aha moments that I had. I'm just kind of walking and rebirthing you guys through the same process of what happened to me. But all of that went Ruby in about 60 days, actually stayed at Ruby for, I don't know how long, like almost a total of 18 months. And I ended up replacing my income at the rank of Emerald. And depending on whenever you're watching this, like Emerald has a bonus that's attached to it. I really wish that we had that attached to whenever we promoted back in the day. That bonus is a blessing. If you get it, amazing. If you don't get it, then worst case scenario, you could end up retiring like I did, but which isn't a bad case scenario. Like I literally replaced my income from being at that time a mental health and family therapist at the rank of Emerald. Okay. And we're going to talk about all that stuff, but fast forward to that Emerald spot, staying at Ruby for almost 18 months, hopping over to Emerald, and then Diamond, I promoted to Diamond 2 months after that, promoted to Double Diamond 3 months after that. So literally within a 25-month time span, I tripled my income from being where I used to work. Now, if that didn't give you goosebumps, I need you to know that this can totally happen for you. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of being plugged in and focused on your why. And it's going to be a crazy journey, but it can totally be done. Okay. I've actually seen people do that in half the time. And like the way this team is set up, like you can literally set any type of timeline that you want for yourself and you'll be able to get it. Okay. So let's talk about how to do all of this stuff. Okay. And I want to tell you guys my favorite ways in order to generate income. And my favorite way is through parties. It's a one-stop shop. You invite your people. You can sacrifice one weekend. I mean, like during the week, like you might be working an hour a day, but it's more or less to move people to your website. Okay, girl, do you want to go straight to my website and to being a loyal customer, or do you want to come to my party next Saturday? They may be like, I'm busy next Saturday. No problem. I'm having one next Sunday. Oh, I can't make it next Sunday. No problem. I'm having one next Monday. And I literally went through all the days of the week for every single person who gave me an excuse. Excuse me. Some people had kids who were in softball. Some people had kids who were in cheerleading. And I get it. People's lives are busy. But I literally had a party once a month. Not once a month, once a week on a different day of the week so that I can knock out everybody. And that's how I ended up building that. Now, you don't have to be as crazy as I was, but once I saw that $300 and I sold all those wraps at that time, I was like, well, I'm going to go get all the money. But my favorite way to do it is through parties. And it also gives you a chance to kind of just interact with people. It gives your potential customers a way to see, touch, taste, feel. And it's just like going into the store to try on clothes. Like if you've tried it on and it fit nice, like it's highly likely that you're gonna walk out of there, right? If you have the money to do it. So think about it the same way. Your friends, your family, your classmates, your neighbors, your coworkers, all of those people who come to your party. I just told you guys a couple of people to invite. Your family, your friends, the people on your cell phone, the people on your email list, your coworkers, your cousin, and have them invite a friend. But the people who see, touch, taste, feel these products, those are the people who are highly likely that are going to use the product as well, okay, when they have the money. And I'll go ahead and throw out a plug on that, like, for people who, when they have the money, you just continue to build a relationship with them. And it's okay for you to ask them on what day would you like to place your order, okay, so that you don't feel weird about them. Remember I talked about the lingo earlier, like, and when we first started, that's a part of the lingo. You can just ask them, no problem, girl, on what day would you like for me to follow back up with you? Or on what day would you like to place your order? So that you can just write that person's name down on the calendar and you can talk to them on that day, all right? So first way is parties. Now, parties is three-dimensional. You can do that face-to-face. You can do that online on a Zoom that's just like this. I pay for this every single month. All you got to do is just ask me if this line is free. So you guys are able to use that too, okay? I do highly recommend for you guys to jump on at least 10 minutes ahead of time so that you can test everything out to make sure that everything's working, because I've had a couple of hiccups. And I want to make sure that not only you, but your guests are also getting a good experience, okay? You can do it virtually through this. You can also do it on Facebook. Sometimes we'll set up an event and you can just go live in there. If you don't feel comfortable going live, then you can just type out the post. We already have a script for that. And it's just a matter of copying and pasting a picture and a post so that people can just go read it just like a text, okay? I say all of that to say that we have the tools in order for you to be successful. The only person who comes into this that isn't successful are the people who aren't executing, okay? So those three dynamics, those are the parties. Another way that you can do this is through expos. Sometimes people will set up a table. So I like those a lot because that means that you're attracting people who are already interested. And it's more or less it's easier to me. You know that they're coming there to shop. You know that you know what they want, and it's just easier to me. And the last way, and I'm saying this last on purpose, is through social media. Okay, Mioka, she's a diamond right now, depending on whenever you're watching this, within our team. She actually did a training on that about a week or so ago. And you can just scroll back on the team page to go find that. But like if you decide to work your business on social media, you got to go clean it up. And what do I mean by clean it up? Go delete any type of negative post. If you have a whole bunch of shared stuff, then I want you to delete all of that stuff too. And I want you to start sharing yourself. And I'm not going to go over everything of what she shared inside of that training because that's a tool that's there so that you can go watch on your own time. But I want you to make sure that people see you as a business owner now. The best thing that you can do for your business is to remain yourself. Not by sharing stuff, but sharing your passion. Is your family your passion? Is dancing your passion? Is cooking your passion? Is doing hair your passion? The best way that you can grow people and grow your audience, and I won't do a whole social media training tonight, is by letting people know who you are. And the worst thing that you can do for your business is to start plastering It Works sales stuff all over your page because people are going to unfollow you. They're not going to pay attention to any of your other posts. That's the best thing you can do for your business and the worst thing that you can do for your business. Don't turn into an It Works crazy person, okay? And I promise to do a training over social media soon, okay? But those are the top 5 ways that most of us build our businesses. I would like to think that I built about 80% of my business right there on Facebook. So there is a method to it, especially for people who don't have a whole lot of time. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got excited behind that because I love teaching Facebook. And now I would like to think that I'm kind of a master over there, and I'm about 70% at Instagram. So if your target audience, or if you want to work primarily on social media, then I strongly encourage you to pick an avenue. If you're going to do parties, cool. If you're going to do straight up social media, then cool. If you're going to do Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, like pick 2 or 3 platforms so that we can coach you to your success. Okay. Last thing that I want to walk you through is eSuite, and we have about 9 minutes. I don't want to hold you guys longer than an hour. And I'm actually going to share my screen on this. I'm going to walk you through how to find a couple of different things. And I'm probably already locked out, but it's all good. Let me share my screen with you. I hope that you guys can see that. So, okay, so whenever you're inside of your back office, all I did was just log in with my ID number, log in with my password. Actually, let me just walk it out so you guys can see everything. You're going to log in with your ID number, your password. If you don't have that information, then reach out to your sponsor. It's highly likely that your sponsor already has your ID number. You can always change your ID number if you don't want to type that in all the time. You can change that under settings. You can also adjust your password as well. But I want to help you guys find what I call a 100s list. And I don't want you to get freaked out behind the number. More or less, that 100s list is literally just emptying your brain onto paper. I know that we've talked about a lot of things tonight. I know that I've probably given you a lot of aha moments, a couple of people who to talk to. It's just simply just a brain dump. So just grab a piece of paper and just write those names down, okay? If you are one of those people who was very attentive to details whenever I asked you which number you were out of those 4 people, if you really need something tangible, then it's under the document library. And all you have to do is just type in the number 100, and the 100th list will print up for you, okay? It's just blank pieces of paper so that you can write people's names down. If you need help with thinking of people, you can do this still under under the document library, and you can type in the word memory jogger. And this tool will pop up right here. It's just going to remind you of the people who you went to high school with, anybody who you have ever had a relationship with, okay? Those are two of my favorite tools. And I want you to, after you get off of this, I actually want you to take a few minutes to just write down all the names that have crossed through your mind as you were listening to this, okay? Brain dump, put it on paper. Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. And that's exactly what you want to be doing with this, with creating this list as well, okay? I also want you guys to know, I call this place Siri, okay? How much was it that you said you want to make? If you want to make 200, I want you to think of that as 2 business partners. If you want to make an extra $300, then I want you to think about that as 3 business partners, because we make extra money 5 different ways here, okay? I just typed in the word chart, and something weird is happening. But actually, let me go ahead and print that up. If you wanted to make $200, remember I told you that you want to find 2 business partners, right? This is what that means. An executive makes on average $200 extra each month. And the fastest way to get there is by enrolling 2 distributors. I don't know if you've caught on, but I've used the word business partners, teammates, interchangeably. And all that means is those are 2 types of distributors. That's just a piece of the language that we use over here, okay? We actually have a structured executive in the house tonight. I think she just signed 2 distributors this month. So she signed one person, she signed someone else, and now it's just a matter of her teaching them on how to get, how to sell $400 worth of products, okay? Or on average, $400 in products. But I don't know if you guys saw how to get there, but it's just under documents. You can type in chart. And if you want to make $200 extra and you want to be looking at an executive chart, if you want to be making $3 to $5 extra $100, you want to look at a Ruby chart. If you want to make on average 1,000 plus extra dollars and you want to be looking at an emerald chart, if you're looking for 2,000 plus, then you want to be looking at a diamond chart. And that's just a breakdown. If you want to be making more than that, then you're going to have to message me and say, hey, did you send me over a double diamond or a triple diamond chart? I have them all the way up to ambassador, okay? So, but the basic ones, Ruby, executive, emerald, diamond, all of those, they're all right there. You have access to those inside of your eSuite, okay? So, yes, so I see a question inside of the chat, and it says, so basically you can't earn income with just loyal customers. And the answer is you can make money with just loyal customers. It's just you have to decide how much you want to earn. We do have and I can go back. Let me go back. Inside of our compensation plan, let me share my screen again. And thank you for the questions. I want to make sure that I answer those. Inside of our documents, we have our compensation plan, and it has a way for you to earn up to $600 off of strictly loyal customers. So if that's something that you're looking for, then you can totally do that there. Now, if you are wanting to generate long-term income, then of course I'm going to recommend for you to build a team. But if that's not something that you're interested in, then your cap is right around $600 for strictly loyal customers. And again, that's inside of our compensation plan, and it will walk you through that. If you guys have any more questions, I want to make sure that I answer those. Wanted to make sure that you guys knew how to do a 100s list, a memory jogger. I've already told you guys like how to think about the people who you're writing down for potential distributors. And lastly, you know what? I want you to watch your training inside of eSuite. Like, I'm sorry I keep flipping back and forth, but I want you to watch your training videos inside of eSuite. And you're probably thinking, well, where is that? Well, it's right here at the top whenever you first log in with your ID number and your password. I hope that you guys can see that, but it's your training academy, okay? And it's going to unlock as you continue to grow up the ladder inside of It Works. And whenever I say that, I just mean as you promote to executive, Ruby, Diamond, all those things. But as a newbie, there's about 18 different tabs. And inside of those tabs, there are videos that are from the range of 50 seconds all the way up until 10 minutes. So whenever you, as you're waiting for your kit, I want you to promise yourself that you're going to finish these videos as you wait for your kit. A couple of takeaways I highly recommend for you guys to keep your box, because you can use that as marketing material later. I also encourage you guys to use the scripts that are available on the team page inside of files. There's a welcome to distributors. There's a letter on there that you can simply just copy and paste the jargon that's already there. If you're personally enrolled to me, then you're going to be getting that anyway. But if you're not, you've probably already gotten it before, or it's on the team page so that you can just tag your team so that they can have that script. That script comes with 2 videos. It's a rundown of all of the products, and it's also a rundown of how to generate more income here, okay? And again, with all of those videos, they all range from like a minute up to 10 minutes. So it's gonna take you a little bit of time in order to get through those, but you have about 7 days before your kit actually comes in. So please use that time that you're waiting on your kit in order to educate yourself in this industry. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to shut up. I feel like my voice is starting to rasp out. There are a bunch of leaders on this. So if you guys have anything that you want to add, feel free, and I'll open up the floor. Just keep it down to like 2 minutes or so. If you have something, then feel free to add it. You guys are good? All right. So congratulations, you guys, on completing your first distributor training. If you didn't know, well, your upline is a little touched. I just like to have fun, okay? So, no, seriously, congratulations to you. You're at the right place at the right time. Any type of goals that you have written out for yourself, you can literally achieve all of them, okay? It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen, okay? So write down those goals, write down that passion, whatever it's going to take in order for you to get to your level of success. And you guys, let's go make a coin or something, okay? God bless you guys, and peace.